I don't know what I can and can't record.
Yep, so here I am, about to walk into a room with almost 50 Afghan men in the most dangerous country for women in the world. Since the rise of power of the Taliban after the US withdrawal in 2021, the rights of women have been further stripped from them in this country.
Every moment you feel like you're in a prison.
We can't talk, we can't do anything.
And just days ago, a law preventing women from speaking in public was passed by Taliban officials.
Women's rights are under threat in Afghanistan.
New so-called virtue law, which prevents women from singing or raising their voices in public.
And in a time where traditional media and politicians are committed to making sure we all hate each other, I decided to spend 100 hours in Afghanistan as a woman to try and understand what life is like here under Taliban rule. Is there more to the story of constant negativity that we've been fed our entire lives? And will these men I've never met be hostile towards me as a woman? Understandably, my loved ones are just as unsure as I am. We're going to Afghanistan.
Why would you want to do that?
You might get killed over there.
And at one of the scariest times in the Middle East in recent history, airspace closures could mean my flight out of the country in 100 hours is cancelled.
Israeli Prime Minister is burying the war because Iran just closed all their airspace.
So this is bad.
I have a long journey ahead of me before I can find out for sure, because I'm not just flying in and out of Kabul. I'm crossing the land border on foot from neighbouring Tajikistan, and I'm coming face to face with the Taliban in the process. I changed into suitable clothing, hopped on a bus in the official no man's land between the two countries, and stepped foot on Taliban-controlled Afghan soil and was immediately told not to film. And there I was, inside the most dangerous country in the world for women, Afghanistan.
Thank you. My first time out in Afghanistan. Okay, this is crazy. I don't have words just yet. I'm still a bit trying to figure out what I want to say and how I want to act and stuff in public. If you've seen me before, I'm usually quite loud, but I can't really do that here. At least I don't feel like I can just yet.
Even with just a few steps into this country, I feel the stares from the strangers.
Thank you, salam.
It's obvious that this is not normal here. We stand out like a sore thumb.
They're all staring. Oh my gosh.
Our guide Marty brought us to a private area in this local restaurant to separate women.
So we're in a room. And what's this?
This is tea.
This is tea, okay. I love coffee. I'm a coffee drinker, but people in Afghanistan like tea, right?
I'm really sorry, but especially in these places, if you ask for coffee, they will ask you, what is that?
That's crazy.
Tough week for you.
I'm gonna have a tough week. Tough 100 hours.
While eating, my first expectation of Afghanistan was challenged. I was approached by a local woman my age who dropped her face coverings, hugged me, and welcomed me to Afghanistan. Remember, women here are not allowed to show their face in public, and just a few days ago, the Taliban rulers set out new laws stating that women are now not allowed to speak. Women have borne the brunt of the Taliban's repressive laws and have been stripped of all human rights, which made this interaction all the more surprising.
Wow. I just met a lady and I spoke to her for ages, but I can't take videos of ladies, so I didn't take a video of her, but I just went and took photos and she was so nice. All right, back in the car for another long couple hours.
And yes, we're still drawing eyeballs.
So curious, aren't they?
We headed to the city of Mazar-e-Sharif, with our first stop being at a market to get a real taste of life in Afghanistan without the filters of international media. The plan was to buy some local clothes to help keep a low profile from anyone who may have a negative reaction to us being here, including potentially members of ISIS, who the Taliban are trying to keep away from foreigners in this region.
This is actually crazy. There's people everywhere. I'm speechless. A little bit because I haven't figured out how I should or will act here yet. I'm kind of a mellowed down version of myself with how loud I'm letting myself be and things like that. But then also I'm just still not 100%. Assalamu alaikum.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you? Well, that was friendly.
At this point, even with a few friendly interactions, I was still feeling unsure. But the search for clothing continues.
If you would like to buy from here or from another shops,
Here's right.
then you can choose the shops by yourself.
No, we'll shop with your friend.
Okay.
I, at this stage, still felt on guard and uncomfortable being in this environment, but I remind myself to give these people the benefit of the doubt, to come without prejudice or judgment, regardless of what we've heard about this country.
Michael's getting his dress. He's picked this green colour just like straight away.
Yeah, do you? And one of them, you are guest here, you don't need to pay.
Oh no.
No. You pay. He was saying that we're their guests and we don't need to pay, but we're paying. So that's some hospitality, isn't it? Thank you. Nice to meet you. Wow, that was so nice. What a lovely man. That's so sweet.
We next tried to find clothing for me as a woman, but there's just a small selection of off-the-rack clothes without much size choice, other than the blue burqa, which has become synonymous with women in Afghanistan, which is available everywhere in abundance. So I couldn't find any dress for me, but Michael has his bag of fabric. Someone's talking to Michael.
When you came to Afghanistan? First time.
Michael's talking to them.
Yeah.
YouTube channel?
You have YouTube?
Yes.
What's the name?
Afghan Mike.
In this, now, does anyone annoy you or disturb you? No?
No, we've had a great time so far.
I'm here to help you.
Thank you. That's so cool.
Everything do you have? Do you need? Just tell me, and I will try to.
Thank
break for
you. Thanks, Afghan Mike. Nice to meet you.
Have a nice day.
You too. What a lovely fella. Wow, we've honestly had really, really friendly experiences so far.
Get with some little friends now.
Yeah, I've got some friends.
Michael had a very smooth time finding a tailor and fabric to make his local clothes, and I'm feeling uneasy as I'm stuck with one abaya to wear for the whole 100 hours in this country. I decided I needed some time to decompress and rest from what turned out to be a hectic day. Honestly, that was so hectic. When we had first arrived from the Tajikistan border and crossed into Afghanistan, I was so scared. I couldn't film it. The Taliban literally told me not to film, but we got there, and when we were getting our visa on arrival at the border, we walked into this room when it was our turn, and there was just the Taliban with like AKs. Like, it was insane. And I know that there's like a different element as a woman. I was like, am I meant to be in this room? Like, what do I have to do? And it was pretty nerve-wracking at the start. Throughout the day, it's obviously been really crazy, but I do feel a little bit better than I did when I first got here this morning. We just got here and it feels like I've done so much, but I've done like so little. So if you don't know, you can't film women here. So it's making it a little bit hard, and I guess a lot of the things I want to ask, I'm not going to be able to. Not on camera at least, but I'm not going to get anyone into trouble or risk anyone's anything just by trying to post a photo on my YouTube channel. So, well, that's it for tonight. I am exhausted, but I think we're going to do a lot more things tomorrow, and then after that, get ready for Kabul. Good night. A day into this trip, and I'm already grateful to have my guide with me, Marty from Let's Be Friends Afghanistan, because it's not necessarily simple to travel freely here. Life in Taliban-controlled Afghanistan as a tourist, domestic and international, means checking in with the Taliban every time you enter a new region to gain permission and a permit, along with handing over all your personal details in order to move freely in the area.
We've spent a lot of time in the car over the last 24 hours of being in Afghanistan, which gives me time to just kind of view the world as we drive past it and what it's like here. And I just see lots of hardworking people. There's kids working, can't be older than, some of them 8 years old. They start really early, don't really have a choice. And yeah, it's crazy looking out the window and seeing all these people's lives.
Here we stopped at a street vendor for some water, and a young boy approached begging for help and money, much to the displeasure of the vendor. This is the unfortunate reality of life in Afghanistan, as poverty is impacting more than 90% of the country's population.
Thank you. Oh, that's so heartbreaking. I'm sad, like I can't help everyone, you know. We've been through this multiple times in
You know,
places.
everyone needs help.
Yeah, exactly.
It's good to help them, but
Yeah,
it's hard to help everyone.
exactly. And the thing I noticed about that is the little boy selling us the water, he was telling him to stop and to leave me alone. So we're not religious. If someone asked us, because when we travel, lots of people ask us what religion we are, and we say like nothing. Is that bad to say here, or would it be better to say we're Christian? Or
No, it's okay.
is it strange if we said nothing?
It's a bit strange, but it's getting up that
Yeah, true.
it gets a little bit time until the people open their eyes completely.
Yeah. Where are we?
We are in front of the 9-pillar mosque, or Haji Piyada in the legend.
It's here that I'm having my first understanding of the complex and often misunderstood history of the people that live in modern-day Afghanistan. I arrived at what's known as the 9-pillar mosque, a 5,000-year-old ancient site that predates Islam as a religion by over 3,000 years.
This mosque destroyed with the Genghis Khan.
This is one of the key sites of a pivotal moment in world history, the invasion of Genghis Khan, who massacred the people of this region and wiped out 75% of the dominant Khwarezmian Empire that stretched from Tehran in modern-day Iran to Samarkand in modern-day Uzbekistan. Leaving the site, 2 men on a motorbike were following us. I noticed a large gun strapped to them, but I thought only the Taliban were allowed to carry weapons. It turns out this is our protection as we move around in this region. These Taliban men were here for us. We explore the remains of the ancient region of Balkh, which was once the center of Buddhism, philosophy, and arts. Learning about history tells a violent story of conflict and collapse. I mean, this is where Alexander the Great once was after he invaded Persia in 329 BC. From early Islamic conquests to British and Soviet interventions, the country has seen frequent upheaval. The Soviet-Afghan War in the 1980s and the rise of the Taliban in the 1990s further destabilized the region. Despite attempts at rebuilding, the Taliban's return in 2021 highlights the ongoing challenges and violence in Afghanistan's history. The region's ongoing struggles are deeply rooted in its historical conflicts and shifting religious influences. So Marty's gone to look at our permits and submit them again. It's like the 2nd or 3rd time today, and it's midday. Actually pretty crazy how many times we need to get checked and permitted and stamped and all this stuff. I'm so glad that we are on a tour. We're with Let's Be Friends. I'll link it in the description bar below. I'll talk more about it later on. One of the reasons, or one of the positives by going with a tour guide, especially like here, like we wouldn't know what to do, I think, if we were by ourselves. So you can come by yourself. It's just like I think it would be a very different experience. I have not felt unsafe yet, if that makes sense. Even though I'm uneasy, I'm not comfortable. I don't feel unsafe. I hope that kind of makes sense. Good to go?
Yeah, because of the escorts, we have to leave a copy of this paper for the escorts.
Since the Taliban regime rose to power again, they have been quite fond of cameras and attention, which has sparked controversy. Now there's a strict rule of no media directly with tourists. It's being thought that this recent influx of tourism is portraying a misleadingly positive image of the country, thereby diverting attention from ongoing human rights violations, and that influencers must refrain from creating a distorted narrative that suggests normalcy and safety for all Afghans. This was not lost on me, and there are many things I don't agree with. But I know that I'm here to learn and document the lives of the local people of Afghanistan.
We've just gone to have some late lunch in that restaurant, but I didn't really film anything because there was women, and you can't film women, and they were without their faces covered to eat and things like that. Oh, Nene. Oh, it's breaking my heart.
Yeah.
These kids have to do this from such a young age. Nene.
You want to help everyone?
Yeah. You can't though, can you?
No.
It's very different. It's such a cultural difference, obviously, to what I'm used to. I didn't want to film them. Didn't feel right, but yeah. Is this the Blue Mosque?
This is Khaja Parsa Mosque.
Yes, this is a very biggest mosque, and
It's beautiful.
That's so cool. Got a gathering. I didn't realise I was listening to Marty talk about the mosque, and then I look over there and there's just kids around us. So cute. They're so friendly and smiley.
Yeah, it's really good that there are like kids are learning and they're talking in English.
Yeah, true.
He was really well spoken that
A very bright future. I'm very happy with this.
We headed out to pick up Michael's local clothes, and finally, both dressed like locals, we made our way to the shrine of Hazrat Ari, believed by Sunni Muslims to be the tomb of Ali, the cousin and son-in-law of the Prophet Muhammad. Disputed by Shia Muslims who believe the resting place is in Iraq, the shrine and tomb was built after a dream of a local religious leader in the 1100s who believed Ali revealed himself to the holy man and told him that this is where he was resting. The giant structure you see now is the reason this city is so important to northern Afghanistan. While it's beautiful to be here, I noticed I am the only woman. Thinking back to our time waiting to enter, I had noticed a woman outside crying. I realise now that this was because they are not allowed to enter, and feeling uncomfortable to have the opportunity that other women didn't, and having an encounter with a man whose wife was denied entry, I requested that we make our way to the exit, only to be stopped by a friendly local with a message for the world.
The foreign peoples think which Afghanistan situation is bad, but not. Afghanistan now have a good situation. All of the foreign countries people can come in Afghanistan and they can see the good sightseeing in Afghanistan, like of Mazar, like of Nuristan, and at the last you are so welcome. Afghanistan people is so hospitable peoples. And you're welcome, Miss and Mister.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for you. I'm Doctor.
I'm Josie.
So thanks.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you.
You too. We had nothing but really nice hospitality here, and I'm getting like kind of emotional about it because I feel like I was scared, and I mean rightfully so in a way, but no one showed me the opposite. There's men walking around with guns, and that's confronting and it's hard to see. But everyone's been so nice. Everyone, even me as a woman, say hello to me. Salam. I've not had anything negative yet, and everyone's been so hospitable and welcoming, very welcoming. More than I would say 99 or any percent or any other countries that we've been to so far. Especially the young boys like this. Nene, Tashakul. Like this, they're very interested, and a lot of them actually wait for me to say something before they do, which is understandable. But even just walking down the street here, everyone is very receptive, even if sometimes they can't be to me, which is totally fine, but very friendly.
The next stop was a shop that has been run by one family for generations. I'm told this is something I had to experience.
All right, we're out to get ice cream. He asked us actually, do you want to go to a fancy place or a not fancy place? And we're like, not fancy. We're like, all these like fancy restaurants we've been going to, not my thing. I want to, from here on, make this more of a like, you know, local experience. No women around, no. Cool.
I first made sure that I saw no women so I could keep filming. I was invited to be shown how they make their ice cream, known here as shadak.
Shirya.
They make this by pouring milk into these copper pots that is submerged in ice. They shake it to allow that milk to freeze against the sides of the pot. This ice cream is different from in the West, and it's often flavoured with rosewater and cardamom.
Oh my goodness, oh wow, it's really sweet. I've never tasted anything like this before. It's delicious. And this is popular, right?
Very popular.
Very popular. I can tell. Do you like it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Marty was starting to open up to us, and it was here that he invited us to something seriously special.
There are ladies that they don't like to record.
Yes.
Whenever they go out, then you can record, okay?
Okay, you tell me.
You see, we're in Afghanistan during a heavily religious time, Ashura. Traditionally 40 days of mourning for Shia Muslims, the 40 days of celebrations for Sunni Muslims in modern Mazar-e-Sharif, where there is a mixture of faiths. It has become a community event and time for togetherness, with one family in the community choosing to host and feed the entire neighbourhood on a night-by-night basis. Tonight, it's Marty's uncle's turn, and we are lucky enough to be invited to be part of this.
Tashakkur. I can't believe I'm invited into their house. Okay, come inside.
As I was with Marty and Michael, and women and men are segregated in Afghan society, I wasn't sure where I would be placed for this event. It was here that my expectations of Afghanistan were shattered once again, as I sat with Michael in the men's area, and I was greeted with a smile, one by every single man that entered.
They're just happy for me being here. I didn't expect that.
The voters welcomed you.
They said welcome. I didn't expect that. I'm in a room with males right now, and, you know, people have told me that that's not possible. What an honor. Yeah, I'm sure this is definitely not normal.
I think the thing that gets me the most is like, you have to be accepted, right? But I'm sure if one person didn't, you wouldn't be that.
Yeah.
So that means everyone is, which is pretty awesome.
I'm in a room with about 50 Afghan men. If there was ever a time to feel intimidated, it's now. But I'm not. They walk me in not expecting a female, which is totally white, and then not expecting probably a white man.
They see a foreigner and see a female.
A female.
Welcome. Can I know where you're from?
Australia.
Australia, both of you?
Yes. Yeah. Jersey.
Michael?
What's your name?
Nasir Ahmad.
Nasir Ahmad.
I never could have expected this. This is a reminder that you never really know until you experience it yourself. And my new friend shares why the Afghan people have been so kind to us.
They're so kind, friendly. Yeah. It doesn't matter that they are foreigner or they're friends. They think that it's a human and they should be kind with each other as they. It's a thing that's so important with Afghan people.
When I go to different countries and I put, videos on YouTube, I always ask the people,
well, yes,
if you could tell the world anything, what would it be? Especially coming from Afghanistan. Is there anything you'd like to tell the world? A message to the world?
My message is this: to be friendly and friendship, and the only thing that we shouldn't forget it is to be kindness. Kindness is the thing that never loses itself between the people.
Yeah.
If you have the kindness and the honestly beside of kindness, it would be nice of the people that they have good relationships all over the world, and especially between the society that they live.
Yeah, that's a great message.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. The most welcome.
It got me a little emotional. Thank you for being so friendly.
You're welcome. Most welcome.
Thank you.
Have you ever tasted this food?
No, never.
So what do you think? How would this would be?
Like egg.
Like egg?
Yeah.
No, I think it's more than the eggs.
More than egg?
Delicious.
Oh, it's delicious.
Yeah.
Okay.
This rice with the milk.
With milk.
With milk, yeah. And we call it sherbet.
Sherbet.
Yes. And it's famous food of Afghanistan, and also it's so tasty.
Tasty.
Yeah, and I like it.
Is this your favorite food?
Yes.
It is? It's really warm. It's literally like a rice pudding, but a bit more, if you can see, a bit more like glutinous, that's me.
Gluttonous is good.
And it's really good with the sugar. I like it with the sugar. Really, really good. How do I say delicious?
Kushmaza.
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 Kushmaza. I feel like a local now. I have a new friend.
This is a reminder to never judge a country, culture, or people from what you hear in the media or news, as it's never a true representation of all the local people.
It was so lovely. I'm just stewing on what he said upstairs. I'm like emotional about it. It's like, I don't know. I felt very apprehensive the whole time I've been here up until tonight. And this is really broken down, like, I'm not meaning to be corny, but it's like definitely broken down a lot of barriers or like fears that I had.
We were invited into another room to sit with other men from the neighbourhood, including one of the most respected men, the leader of faith, or better known as a holy man. And once again, we were welcomed.
Shaladim is very welcome to our house, this area to Afghanistan. We are very happy from the Australian government and the people of Australia and everyone who are from Australia. We respect them and we are happy from them.
Oh, thank you.
As this holy man spoke to us, he shared his gratitude and respect to the people of Australia for taking on so many refugees that escaped Afghanistan after the Taliban takeover in 2021, many of whom would have been targeted by the group. We could feel his warmth and kindness in every word.
And when he talks to me, I
Good
feel
communicator.
what he's like.
Yeah.
Koshal Sharom as Mulkoat Ishuma. Thank you. I did that really badly, I think.
It's okay, that's not your alphabet.
Thank you.
He shared with us his message to the world, which is simply to be a good human and to remember that all the people of this world are like brothers from the same family.
We are all like brothers.
The same.
We are all humans and we must need respect to each other.
And kind to each other.
Yes.
Yeah.
Afghanistan is the most friendly so far.
Yeah, I'm very glad that we're here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Our meal continued with playful jokes and laughs. With full hearts and full bellies, it was time to return back to the hotel, but not before we were welcomed again by the woman of this house.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
She is the lady of this house.
Yes.
And they're very welcoming you to this house.
Tell her it's a beautiful home.
Beautiful. Tashakur. Tashakur. Thank you. Bye. Goodbye. Goodbye. Oh, that's so lovely. What a great night. I've been on guard since we got here. I've been watching how I act, how I look, how I speak, what I do, and what kindness we've been shown. We've only been invited into someone's home a handful of times traveling, and this was one of them. I didn't expect it. I'm definitely blown away with the hospitality from the people here, coming up to us in the street. I feel like after today, I feel a lot more like I can relax and maybe be a bit more comfortable. For the first time almost ever, I wasn't comfortable as soon as I got off the plane. And if you've watched my videos before, I'm comfortable as soon as I get off the plane. But here, not so much. But now I feel like I'm halfway into this trip, and I think the second half is gonna be even better. I mean, I don't know that. I'm not a fortune teller, but hopefully. Maybe you'll get to the end of the video and you'll be like, it was worse. You tell me. On that note, I'll see you in the morning. Today would begin our epic 12-hour journey from Mazar to the capital city of Kabul, said to be the most dangerous city in all of Afghanistan. Despite only being 400 kilometers apart, this drive will take most of the day due to the extremely poor conditions of the roads in this country. But before we set off, a local stopped and gave us a gift. A gift?
Yes.
Oh, you don't need to do that. Oh, for me?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Thank you. Tashakor. It's beautiful, look.
Once again, astounded by the kindness of the people.
Should we leave now?
Bale. We started our long trek towards Kabul, first headed to the ancient region of Samagan. But just as we made it to the regional border, yet another checkpoint. So Marty has just gone and registered us again, I think, arriving in this town. There's a lot of stopping and registering and our passports and checking and this at pretty much every stage of the journey. So it's been a lot. After traversing winding mountainous roads lined with shops filled with fruit and items from locals, we arrived at an ancient Buddhist stupa. This monastery, including 2 temples, was carved entirely from bedrock. Inside is a maze of indoor caves, including a bazaar from the 5th century, where it was one of the world's first instances of trading currency.
There's the last shop, which looks almost like oval. They were selling there the expensive items like jewelries.
Expensive stuff.
Yeah.
What's this flag?
This is the flag of our government now, which is wrote in the holy word of Islam, La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah. Everyone who read these sentences, the holy word, they become a Muslim.
Right, okay.
Yes.
Goodbye.
Thank you, goodbye.
We said goodbye to our escort and we were on the road again.
Stopped to buy some melon. I think moving into Kabul tonight, we're going to be doing more of getting some more street food things. I think I love doing things like this, buying local melons, local food, local drinks. Are you bargaining for the price?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, when they see some person which is, they know their situation is a little bit better, their economic is better, they put bigger price. Because we are passing also this road and they think these people is coming only one time and they are going and gone.
Yeah.
At the start, there was he was saying 170 for each.
For each?
Yeah.
Stop.
Yeah. Then I paid 520 for 4 of them.
Before, okay.
As I sit here in the passenger seat, looking out at the beautiful and misunderstood country of Afghanistan, I notice that I feel much different and more relaxed than I did just a few days ago.
We just got stopped for a check by the Taliban. And low-key, one of them was like super friendly. He was smiling and he like bent down to like say hello to me like multiple times. And he was like saying our last names. And then at the end he was like, come with, like take me to Australia. He was so funny. He was like joking with us. I think like in those situations, like some comic relief for me is like very important. It's confronting, but he was just super friendly. Conflicting experience.
It's really far from what you heard from the media.
Yeah, he was just happy to like talk to us, and like he just kept literally looking down to smile at me like the whole time. Definitely not what I expected. And yesterday when I asked your I think it was the wise man in your community what his message was to the world from Afghanistan, what would be your message?
My message is don't trust on the medias. See Afghanistan by yourself and see what is reality in Afghanistan. Yeah.
Teşekkürler.
You're welcome.
At this point, we're more than halfway to Kabul. We stop for a delicious lunch, enjoying each other's company and getting some drinks from locals for the road.
All right, let's start the 3-4 hour trip to Kabul. Look at all these malls. Look at all those chickens.
We should have said that at the back.
Oh, puppy, sag. Sag. Animals. Goose fun. Oh, sorry.
This was seriously the most goats I've ever seen. What a wild adventure this has been. At this point, Marty and I were really getting along, sharing our goals and dreams.
What's your dream with YouTube?
To be a millionaire. No, I mean million of subscriber.
Would creating content for YouTube make you happy?
Of course. Also to support the village lives, the cultures. I will show everything in my channel. Actually, it's my dream to be in USA.
USA?
Yeah.
America?
I really like to live in Australia. And I want to go to US because it's really easy to improve there.
Yeah. You told me yesterday or the day before that you used to do sport, right?
Yeah.
But you can't anymore? You don't?
Actually, yes, I don't because I have to work and I have to support myself, my family.
Yeah.
It was my dream to be a champion.
Yeah.
The boxing champion of the world. But nowadays I have to work to serve for my family. If that be possible, then if the situation get better, my life situation, then I will do sports and I will try to do everything to get the champion of the world.
You were telling me as well that it's really hard for you to be able to do the things you want, like you want to go to America or Australia.
Actually, you know, that's because of our passports, you know, because we are originally from Afghanistan, and anywhere we go, they don't accept us.
So you're kind of like not stuck, but
yeah,
you're here.
We are here, yeah. Yeah, I'm still trying to get to my dreams, my wishes, but let's see what the life is supposed to be.
How does it make you feel?
Well, it's very sad for me, like the thing that I was dreaming about and my life is going to opposite. It's really sad, but I was 100% sure that one day I will get the champion of the world. But unfortunately everything went to the opposite and I couldn't. So for now the only option I have is to work and support for my family. This is life, you know. We have to do good works to have job, to have income, to support ourselves if we want to continue our life. If you don't do good works, then there will be nothing. For good life, we have to do good works. These words become from my heart, you know. These are just like the parts which I lost my dreams on this way. I had these feelings, I had these words. When I become a champion, I will share these words, but I couldn't. Still, I'm happy that I can share these words.
That's your...
The most important thing is like to be a good person, a good human. If we don't visit again, at least there should be good memories from today.
Yes.
Yeah.
While a beautiful drive, it was also a rough one. This is the reality of roads in Afghanistan. A road trip like this is usually a rest day, but this is exhausting just being a passenger. We have to navigate some of the most dangerous driving conditions. Passing trucks with the drivers sleeping and resting under them, waiting until 6 p.m. when they're allowed to drive again, and make the roads even more congested and dangerous. As night began to fall, after 12 hours of driving, we approached the outskirts of Kabul, knowing I would be exploring this infamous city in the morning.
Good morning, Juma.
The first day in Kabul, and it is here that life under the Taliban in the city becomes much more real. But before we explore, we must have a favourite from this city, the local breakfast snack, bulani.
I love the food from here, honestly. I really like it. It's basically just like breads with some meat sometimes and vegetables. And some places do them better than others. My favourite was still probably the thing we had on the first day. If you like coffee like me, you're going to have a hard time in Afghanistan. I'm not going to lie. It basically doesn't exist. But there's tea everywhere. So I've been trying to do tea mixed with like Red Bull. They have like some energy drinks. It hasn't hit the spot for coffee, so I can't wait to have that when I leave. I think I'm happy with withdrawals. But the tea is everywhere, and it's nice tea. It's green tea or black tea.
As we fuel up for the day ahead, I feel nervous, but also excited, as I know I'm about to see the real Kabul up close. Our first stop was the Barber Garden, the resting place of the former Mughal emperor who once ruled. But it was the gesture from this boy who keeps the tomb clean for tips that touched me the most, literally. The first person in Afghanistan who reached out and made a physical connection with me in his thanks.
Oh, he shook my hand. Kop Asti. Thank you.
Yeah.
Hi. Hi.
Hi.
Hi. Back in the day, women used to be able to come here, but as of now, with the new regime, women aren't allowed in here. So I'm the only one, and I'm sure I'm getting looks being like, why are you allowed in here? I'm sure. Salam. Everyone is being so friendly as usual, but I'm really want to get out more into the market. We're going to a market later, and I really want to do that. So
it was time to enter the famous bird bazaar, a rather interesting place for a tourist, as it's known to be exceptionally hectic and busy in one of the most dangerous cities in the world.
Salam. I'm good. How are you?
But oddly, as we started exploring the market, it was surprisingly empty, but we could hear something over a loudspeaker. It turns out it was time for Friday prayer.
They're praying down here. Wow. They're praying down the end there, so we're going to head back. It's like cut off the entire road. It's crazy. You feel a bit sad they're in cages, but things are different everywhere you go, right? Oh wow, there's birds everywhere. This is crazy. Salam. Salam alaikum. This is great. I'm just...
Hi, how are you?
Oh, hey. Thank you. Good.
Much to our surprise, regardless of what we have heard, we actually felt quite welcome.
Oh, which country? Tashakur, Australia.
Why Melbourne City?
Australia. Sydney.
Very good.
Good. Salam. Salam. Krok, Tashakur.
Where are you from?
Australia.
Can eat tea?
Tea's good, yeah. Oh, for me?
Oh.
Yeah?
Can give tea.
Oh, thank you.
Josie, we have to move on.
Oh, we have to. Oh, okay.
Let's go.
All right. Tashakur. For me, when I travel, I always just accept the invitation, and I think here I forgot. Hi. Salam. Salam. Tashakur.
Habibi, welcome Afghanistan.
Oh, Tashakur, thank you. Thank you so much.
Michael decided to get his hair and beard trimmed by an Afghan street barber, and naturally a big crowd formed around him, much to the displeasure of one man who was enraged at the idea of us showing the bazaar, stating that we should only be showing the rich parts of Afghanistan. This was quite the contrast to the rest of the locals, who were very kind and respectful.
Some guy tried to talk to our guide, and he was saying, why are you only showing the the bad parts of Kabul? Why are you not showing the good parts of Kabul? And I have so much to say to that because that makes me so frustrated. I'm not propaganda for your country. This is what it's like for most people, and that's the life that I like to show, real life.
These are the real people of Kabul.
Yes.
And like we're showing how lovely and nice and friendly they are.
Yeah.
Don't be the one dickhead that's not.
Yeah.
Like
that's
you're
the thing.
the person that made it look bad.
Exactly.
None of these people did.
Exactly my point, as I was about to say. You are that person who then makes a place look bad, not the nice people that are in that place. Does that make sense? Anyway. Oh, salam.
Just kind gesture you would like to.
Oh yeah, maybe I'll try some of that. Just one. Yak. Tashakor. One, yes. Vale. This is cool. Tashakor. Oh, it's good.
Is it?
It's like sweet. Yeah. How do I say delicious?
Kushmaza.
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 Kushmaza. How old is he?
18 years old.
18.
Yeah.
Wow, that is really cool. Good job. I've got a lot of friends, haven't I? Thank you so much. Tashakor.
Okay.
Delicious. Kuda Hafiz. Bye. Bye. So we're going to leave all the information for Let's Be Friends Afghanistan in the description bar below. Make sure you check them out, and when you come to Afghanistan, definitely go with them, especially for your tour. Well, for your tour. It's been a great experience so far.
Full of happy emotions after being so welcomed by everyone in Kabul. We spent the day with Marty and Jumar, enjoying their company and meeting some fruit vendors before retiring back to our hotel for the last night in Afghanistan.
That feels good. We've come back, it's time for bed. But I wanted to say thank you to Let's Be Friends Afghanistan, because I feel like they've really given me the opportunity to sort of break down maybe like preconceived thoughts I had about Afghanistan, or like I had a lot of hesitations, and I think rightfully so, if I'm being completely honest. But if I'm also being completely honest, having the opportunity when Let's Be Friends Afghanistan invited me here, having that opportunity has really changed a lot of the perceptions I had in my mind about Afghanistan and about the people here and about all of that. So I am super grateful that I was able to come and see it for myself and see how welcoming the people are here, even to most of them anyway, to a woman. Oh, that's a hard bed. Good night. Wow, this bed is really hard.
The final day was a peaceful one. We awoke before the crowds and sipped tea at the Blue Mosque of Kabul, taking in what really is a breathtaking sight, before making the ascent to one of the highest points in the city. Formerly a massive Afghanistan flag, this is now replaced with a Taliban flag to reflect the current leadership.
And it is a pretty good place to end my time in Afghanistan, my time in Kabul. It's been a really interesting trip and a really, really good one. Once in a lifetime, and what other place to end it in.
I was again approached by a polite human being, looking to make a connection, brave enough to just say hello, just like I was.
Which thing you like?
Which thing I like? The food.
The fruit?
Food, yeah.
The food?
Yeah.
How about the culture?
And that too, yeah. And everyone's very friendly.
What's your name?
Jersey.
Jersey.
Vale, yes.
Okay.
Yours?
My name is Muhammad Saqib.
Muhammad Saqib. Thank you for speaking with me.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. You are welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Nice to meet you.
Afghanistan is a land of contrasts. It's confusing. And this trip, well, in some ways it left me with more questions than answers. Not all are in agreement with their government, but all are being punished as a result. The amount of comments I've received on videos about other Muslim countries telling me that I wouldn't last a day in Afghanistan. Whilst I never believed the hype, it did leave me wondering what kind of people these people were. Friendly people who want the same things out of life that you and I want. In this country, one of the most dangerous and unstable places on earth, I was met with nothing but love and hospitality. If people under this much stress, this much pressure, and with this many obstacles in their life can open their hearts to someone so different to them and make a connection, so can all of us. And with this experience fresh in your minds, I hope you can walk away from this feeling inspired to learn about the people who are different from you. It may be scary, but it's worth it, I promise.